Hi everyone, it's the EnglishSimmer here, and if you've been watching my channel over the last few years, you will know I have been doing a Nightmare Legacy Challenge. So that's basically a legacy challenge, but on short lifespan. It has been a roller coaster, but obviously doing a Nightmare Legacy leads you to, within a short lifespan in The Sims 4, actually trying to complete two different aspirations, which obviously leads in turn to a lot of aspiration points that a lot of the time just don't get used. And why don't they get used, I hear you ask? It's because the aspirations reward store just isn't that great. So today I figured, why don't we do one of my very favorite videos to record, which is of course a tier ranking, because you all know I am a yapper. First and foremost, it's what I do professionally, I yap. So why not yap and give my opinion that nobody really wanted to hear on the aspiration reward store and rank them in order of how good to bad I think they are. I don't know when Tier Ranker decided to start putting these like off the edge of the tier maker, but it's actually really annoying for recording videos. They used to just come up to where it actually ends, and it just made videos so much easier to record. Sorry, I'm being picky already. This is a tier ranking of how Tier Ranker looks. So we are starting off with the Always Welcome. Now this is a reward trait that a lot of people can't live without, myself included. The Sims 4 has a flaw. Sometimes it's a flaw, sometimes it is an absolute blessing, and you're like, I bow down to the presence of Sims actually being so offended that I am in their home and making their home my own. You go to cook in a Sims home, they're like, what the hell are you doing? Get out of my house. They will warn you a couple of times, and then if you push them to like the third time, you'll just like full on get kicked out of their house. I love it for the drama. I do like having the option of Always Welcome. It's also only a measly 500 reward points, so it's really not hard to get. This is actually going into Motherload. Really, really good for those people who like to do a rags to riches and basically just like to stay in other people's houses. I look in people's windows? No, I sleep in their beds, actually. Damn, top of the pyramid already. Next up, we have Antiseptic, which it just makes me think of Savalon, or you know that like Savalon spray, or TCP as well, the smell. Worth 3,000 reward points. Sims who are antiseptic have their hygiene need decay half of the normal rate. Showers are really helpful for emotional buffs, but this means you can get buffs even faster because the shower won't take as long. I do feel this is quite handy, but this is 3,000, and then I'm fairly sure there's like a hygienic one which is like 10,000, which just means you like straight up never need a shower at all. It's this like forever fresh. So really, I'm gonna say this is like crumple bottom. It's pretty average. It's there if you need it. If you don't want to shower that much because it takes time out of your day, but you do want to shower like every so often, then here you go. The perfect reward trait for you. Beguiling. Oh my god. Not only did this teach me the word beguiling, but also still can't really make out what it's meant to be. Is it meant to be a magic wand? Is it meant to be another type of wand? If we're talking about romance, if you catch my drift. I've never really known what it's meant to be. I think someone had a little bit too much fun the night before making this icon. Gives your sim an interaction found under romance, Beguile, which gives a sim 60 plus flirty moodlet for 4 hours. Honestly, this one is really, really OP if you are doing like any form of romance. It's also only 2,500, so it's not the hardest to actually get. I'm gonna put this one in Rosebud. I have a fair bit of fun with this, and not only because of the way that it looks. Brave. One of the newest that we got, obviously this came with the release of not spooky stuff. No. Paranormal Activity. I do find this wild that this is a reward trait. Like, I just assumed that Brave would be in the regular traits. It was quite a nice little like switch up. It's also 8,000 points, so you have to do a lot of work. I think that's what honestly honestly makes paranormal a really interesting stuff pack is the fact that a lot of the stuff that makes your life easier, like whilst playing that pack, is a reward trait. So you don't get this from the beginning. And I like that. It is weird to me that it's not create a sim trait, but I also kind of like the challenge because it is like slightly overpowered. It means that they aren't easily frightened. Honestly, even though I don't really use it all that much because I don't think it's the most important, it's honestly only really, really good if you are in the paranormal career. Is this one carefree? I'm fairly sure it's carefree. That could never be me. If you ask me to describe myself in like 70 words, I still don't think I would ever put carefree. Like you Americans say, I could care less. I could care less about a lot of things. Also, can I just, not to come at anyone's throat here, but it's could not care less, okay? That's the saying. It makes sense. You could not care less about it. I've been rewatching Dance Moms and oh my goodness, it grinds my gears every time someone says it. It's usually Christy. This is a call out post to Christy from Dance Moms 12 years down the line. They never get tense. This means writers won't get writer's block. Oh, why have I not been using Carefree? This is a 3,000 point reward. Does this coincide with midlife crisis? What would that be called? Midi-crisis? Should we call it a midi-crisis? Why has no one called it a midi-crisis yet? Does that basically mean that you can't get a midi-crisis? Because then if you never get tense like in your job, the midi-crisis won't happen. Am I big braining the Carefree trait? Maybe I should test that. Allows your sim to work hard every day without a tense mood alert, meaning they can get promoted faster than normal, particularly because their mood won't tank whilst working. Oh, get up there. I have underestimated you, my love. This squeaky clean little freezer bunny. You know what? I do hate balloons, so maybe that's why I've never looked twice at you, but you've caught my eye. You've got my attention. The spotlight is on you, darling. Cold acclimated. Honestly, boring. Protects your sim from death but won't quite allow you to wear neutral clothing in freezing weather. No, boring. Get in there. You know what? If I wanted to protect my sim from death, I wouldn't be playing The Sims. Just straight up. This one is the confident potion. Honestly, I'm kind of thinking of just putting all of the potions into like Grim Reaper because they're boring. There are more fun ways to get your sim in a mood. If you like a little cheat code, fair and valid. Flirty potion, you guessed it, it makes your sim very flirty for 3 hours. Get in there with your sibling. Focus potion, focused 3 hours. Energize potion, not gonna lie, do wish that I had this one. I wish that before recording I could just pop feel energized for 3 hours potion and I feel like my quality of life would go up. However, in The Sims, boring. You're not needed. Unnecessary. I can just do a couple of push-ups on the floor that my Sims do at any given opportunity and they will be feeling energized. I could grab a energy drink. Happy, 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 as if Sims aren't feeling happy at any given moment within this game. As if you needed a potion to help with that. Where's my inspired potion? Get in there. Connections. Another 3,000. I do want to knock it down for the fact that it is a spider web and I have a fear of spiders. So, you know, that's not great for me. Start careers at level 4, granting all reward objects from 1 to 3 as well. Unless I'm like storytelling and I want them to have like a specific like lower end job. If I just have like leftover points, I'll buy this one just because it kind of takes out a little bit of like the boringness. I don't think it's the most interesting, but it's there if you need it. It's a staple. You go in Rosebud with the Rosebud warrior. I don't know why the creative one, they've decided to use cogs. It's like you're a cog in a machine, which is honestly the complete opposite of creative visionary. This is only at 2,000 points. Have a 20% higher chance to write bestsellers if they are a writer and to paint masterpieces. I think this one falls flat for me for the reason of them not actually applying this to a lot of other stuff. Even the maker stuff. It's really only for painting and writing. It's good going in Rosebud because it is quite helpful. I do use it a lot. That's probably helped by the fact that I do have a lot of creative Sims. I have a lot of writers. I have a lot of painters. I just wish that they updated this one a bit more to cover like other things. I didn't have the icon for the dynamic no more potion. This obviously came with growing together because that's when we got family dynamics. It's only 200, so it's the same as pretty much all the other potions within the game. It removes an existing family dynamic between this sim and one family member of your choosing. This is like an easy get out of jail free card. I think it's definitely more helpful than the potions that we've already spoken about because it actually affects something within your game. Entrepreneurial sims are more likely to get promoted in their careers. It's 2,000 simoleons. Honestly, get up there. She is my crutch. If I'm gonna lean on something in this reward store, I'm gonna lean on entrepreneurial. I find jobs boring. I'm sorry, I'll be the one to say it. I quite like some of them if they like tie into my story well. Most of the time, I only do it because you need a career to earn money in The Sims. I much prefer not having a career and working on, like I said, those kind of hobbies that make you money. This is Fear Begone. Again, I couldn't find the icon. This is another potion. This was introduced when obviously fears were introduced into the game. Drink this to remove a fear from your sim without the cathartic confrontation. So if you're just feeling like you're over it, drink it. Honestly, because of how annoying fears are, this is going to go into Rosebud, actually. I was going to put it in Crumple Bottom because I'm like, it's just the thing that you can rely on if you're like needing it. But because fears do get in my way, I'm glad that we have a cheap-ish potion to be able to get rid of them. Fertile increases the chance of twins or triplets. I know her well. Am I terrified of her? Yes. Do I think this one is fun? Yes. I mean, all you 100 baby challenges, I get it. This is probably going to be in your like mother load because you probably use it like the way that I use entrepreneurial. It's just not for me. I do not like having multiple babies. Also, the chance of multiple babies is so high. I feel like you never ever need the fertile one. Forever Fresh Sims, 8,000. Never need to shower or bathe. They're always going around smelling like lavender. This one is a little bit OP. However, I do think 8,000 takes it down a little bit. Like, you've got to save so hard for that. I think most of the time, I'd rather just go for these ones that actually just like make it happen less frequently. This is Forever Full. They never need to eat. This is actually 10,000. This is the most expensive one that we have in the reward store, and for that I feel like it's never ever really that necessary. It's just not that deep, is it? I get it if you're playing like a long lifespan challenge and you're doing a lot of aspirations and you just have like leftover funds, like they're just racking up and you're just like, I don't know what to spend this on anymore, let me just get Forever Full. I'm actually gonna put Never Wary, which is this one, also into that same category because that's again another one that is 10,000. They never need to sleep though. Now you see that might put it up to a Rosebud because never needing to sleep is actually a lot more OP than never needing to eat. Sleeping obviously takes a lot longer than eating. Free services, this basically just means any service that you hire on your phone, for example a maid or things of that nature, will always be free. I never use this one. It's 1,500. It affects the pizza delivery, nanny, one-time maid, one-time gardening, repair, and butler. The butler one I could maybe see being good for people, but I literally never ever use butlers. So this is, honestly, it's forgettable. Frugal, get on up there. I blooming love frugal. Some people say that bills are too easy in The Sims 4. I agree if you're in like a rented property, but I think if you like own the lot, depending on like how big your house is, obviously, I genuinely think bills are quite difficult in The Sims 4. I reckon it's a lot of money. Like in comparison to how much your Sims are paid as well. Don't get me wrong, I wouldn't want it to be any easier. I like having bills be a little bit of a challenge. It basically means that you have reduced bills by 25%. It's only 2,000 reward points. I use it all the time. Have amazing success when kissing and increase charisma with every kiss. I like it for the charisma gain. I think if you're doing like a Black Widow challenge or something of that nature, this is actually really, really helpful, especially if you you are like also working on your charisma. I've never really thought to buy this for my Sims. You know what? This is really good for future endeavors of my Nightmare Legacy because I'm learning things about these traits that I don't ever really pay attention to. I think for that reason, I'm still probably going to put it in average because it's just like, okay, great, you get success with kissing, like good for you. Is this great storyteller? I literally never ever use great storyteller. It's only 500 points. I'm more successful at telling bigger and better stories. It came with outdoor retreat. One, I don't really tell stories all that often. Sometimes if I have like little kids and we do like a backyard camping session, or if I take them on like a little scouts trip to outdoor retreat, then I do, but I like the ghost story and that's pretty much it. No, you're going, honestly, are you bad enough to put into Tragic Clown? I don't think so. I think you're just forgettable. Gym rat. I used to use this all the time in base game. That feels like a dirty little secret. I feel like I shouldn't admit that on the internet. Why was I so obsessed with athletic sims in base game? Let's be real. It was one of the only things that you could really do in base game was work on your fitness. And also it was good for the astronaut career. And I love the astronaut career. Gym rats will build fun and don't lose hygiene whilst exercising. Also for 500 points, it's actually quite good. It's a little bit OP if you ask me. It's going into Rosebud. Probably don't use it as much these days because I don't really have Sims focus on their like fitness all that often. Hardly Hungry, 4,000 points. I have bought this one so many times when I'm like, I should have probably just saved for this, but it basically just means that you don't have much of an appetite. Hunger need decays 50% slower. So this is actually even more helpful than antiseptic because I think that was reduced at like what, 25%? I have this one and sometimes Sims don't need to eat for like 2 days. It's wild, but it's going into Crumple Bottom just because it's just middle of the road, innit? No, I don't want you to not die. Heat acclimation and cold acclimation get in the bin. Then we have heat proof and cold proof, I think these are. Gives the sim a 2+ happiness moodler if in a heat wave and wearing the wrong type of clothes, and gives them +1 happiness if indoors but not wearing appropriate clothes. Can these ones die? I don't know. If they can still die, you might be up here, but you're just useless, honestly. Incredibly friendly. Love incredibly friendly. 2,000, they are immediately liked. You can basically make friends so easily with this. If you are an adult who struggle making friends, just wish that you could get one of these, honestly. After every friendly introduction, boom. It does get annoying when everyone is obsessed with you and like constantly calling you. I have had troubles with that, but if you are using it for like an aspiration, it's actually very, very handy. Most of the time though, I feel it can get annoying. I actually take back everything I said. Incredibly friendly, you piss me off. You're basically the Eliza Pancakes of reward traits. America! Independent Sims social need decays slower. It decays at a 50% rate. This one is going straight up into Rosebud. I think Sims are actually really needy. Speaking my truth, they need too much socialization sometimes. Sometimes I just want my Sims to rot away in their house for a few days, and this allows me to do that, so I like it. Also, it's only 2,000 points. It's worth 1,000. Inspired explorers have an easier time building relationships. Whoa! I didn't know that it affected relationships as well. I don't think it tells you that in the game. I just thought that it was skills whilst outside of their home neighborhood. I feel like this is one you could buy and then forgot you had, and you'd be like, oh, why is my game like feeling so easy? 750 points. I never ever use the Insta Large and Insta Lean. Sometimes I'll use the Insta Lean if, you know, you're doing the athletic aspiration and it tells you about like body mass and like how much body muscle you need, because that's an easy way to get like your body muscle if you don't want to actually focus on working out. But apart from that, I never ever use these two. So this and Insta Lean are going in Tragic Clown. Instant Fun is only 100 points and it instantly fills the fun need. I think if you're just struggling and you just kind of want something quickly, that's actually really, really handy. This is also instant hygiene. If you just can't be bothered to focus on things that get up your fun and hygiene, these are really easy just to grab from the reward store. Lifestyle Goes Poof obviously came with Snowy Escape because that's where lifestyles were introduced. I can't remember if you can choose the specific lifestyle that this gets rid of. I'm going to assume yes. I mean, it's kind of an average, isn't it? If you need it, it's there. Marketable is 1,500. Sell items they've crafted for more simoleons. This one's very handy. Again, I have a lot of like crafty little sims. I like being able to sell things for more than they're actually worth. This is really good for like crystal creations and actually works with an awful lot of packs, I feel. And the fact that it's so cheap as well. And obviously it gets you more money. A win for me. I don't think I've ever used memorable in my life. Is that even real? Is that a real thing? Oh my word. Apparently this is a secret one that has been removed from the game. Was this ever actually in the game? Have I just uncovered like a dirty, dark secret of The Sims 4? Not available, it says on the Sims wiki. That's the only site that has it listed. Did we just reach the dark web of The Sims 4? Relationships decay more slowly. I mean, that sounds really, really good. I kind of wish that was still in the game. It's 1,000 points. Once mentor reaches level 10 in certain skills, the mentor interaction becomes available and they can help other Sims improve their skills even more quickly. I swear you can do this without having this trait. Like, I swear you can kind of like teach about instruments and stuff without having this. I mean, I never ever use it. I really don't actually care to teach the Sims skills. Mermadic kelp, I mean, it turns you into a mermaid, doesn't it? Only a measly 500 points, so it's not bad at all. I do wish there were a more fun way of turning into a mermaid, but yeah, there when you need it. Money tree, my love, my life. 8,000 simoleons has never been so worth it, especially if you have like the cloning machine from Get to Work, or you are a Realm of Magic spellcaster with copy pasto, and then you can just make the seed like over and over and over and over again, and you just have like unlimited money. It is glitchy. It does suffer from the plant glitch where like things will revert. Sometimes it will just like stop actually bearing any fruit whatsoever. It's actually not even 8,000, it's 5,000. Proper bargain. Instantly removes all negative moodlets from your sim. Why do I not use that more often? I know I'm not like that fussed about the emotion system, but that could come in clutch in so many circumstances, especially when your like sim is grieving and you don't want them to. Between 6 a.m. and 12 p.m. does not conflict with night owl, grants a happy moodlet. Tragic clown. I don't care. I don't care for the time of day ones. Where's night owl? Where's it chilling? There it is. Get in there, sir. Also, you do creep me out a little bit. Your eyes look a bit too human. I feel like that's a human trapped in an owl's body. Needs no one. Social need never decays. This is actually only 5,000, which is incredible. Considering independent was there, I'm gonna put this one in motherload. I hate socializing within my Sims game. Yeah, cool. I'm glad that I never have to think of it. And it's a proper bargain in comparison to all the other ones that are like, never do this, never do that, which are like 8,000, 10,000, 5,000, easy. Sign me up. Observant, I actually really like Observant. Observant is the best when you're playing a detective because then you get to know everyone's traits as soon as you meet them. I am a nosy little Parker, so I enjoy knowing people's traits. I don't use it as frequently as I probably should. I honestly quite like the realism of like having to like get to know someone and have deep conversations, and over time their traits kind of revealing themselves to you. That's probably why I don't use this that much, but I don't think it's a bad reward trait at all. Become a certified paranormal investigator, unlocking the paranormal investigator freelance career and summon the Gidgery seance. Honestly, this is wild that you have to work towards it, but again, it's what I like. I like that little bit of difficulty. Obviously, it is just like there when you need it, but it's going in Rosewood because it makes me do the work. This is Potion of Curse Cleansing. Obviously, Realm of Magic, your spellcasters can have curses. This actually removes every single curse, so it's not even just one. It's also only 500 points, but I mean, it's just there if you need it. I love how I've said that for everything when it comes to Crumple Bottom. Potion of Youth. Now, of course, I have a little bit of a special place in my heart for this one. I have a little bit of biasness considering I am doing Nightmare Legacy. I'm playing on short lifespan, which means I get to use the Potion of Youth once on every single one of my elders. It is 1,500 points, and it basically resets your Sim's age to the very beginning of the life stage they are currently in. Going in Crumple Bottom for the fact, guess. I'm going to give you 3 seconds to guess why this is going in Crumple Bottom. If you said because it does what you need it to do when you need it, correct. Dora the Explorer, you get a gold star. I'm leaving work because I'm a slacker. Professional slackers have no fear of being demoted or fired. 4,000 simoleons. Not gonna lie, don't think I've ever played with slacker. Don't really know what it does, to be honest. Like, does it just get rid of the tense moodlet in a sense of like fear of demotion? I have no idea. For the fact that I don't really know what it does, it's going in Tragic Clown. Make yourself stand out more, you little slacker. Removes 1 fame quirk of your choosing from a celebrity sim. Bam, you know the drill. Retraiting potion 5,000 simoleons will allow you to reset all your traits. I mean, you could spend 5,000 perk points and work towards this, or you could just type in a cheeky cas.full edit mode and go and change your traits that way, you know? So, kind of useless. There wasn't a candle icon, so I had to use the birthday cake. Sacred candles that help calm nearby Sims and ward off evil spirits. No, you know what? I want my Sims to be scared. Just like you lot, stop sabotaging my game. Leave her alone! Get a job! Savant 4,000, gain all skills much faster. Baby gal, I will treat you. I will wine and dine you till my dying day. I love you. Seldom sleepy, energy decreases at a 50% rate. You going in there with all your siblings. Shameless Sims for 2,000. Sims will never get embarrassed, but what if I want them to be embarrassed? I don't like the ones that like interfere with my game. I know I physically have to go out of my way to choose them. I know that they're all opt-in, but like, leave me alone. Sincere is also not available. Have more success with apologies and compliments. What did memorable and sincere do to the game? This is now generous. They've reused this icon. The apologizing and compliments, I feel, isn't as like necessary. So honestly, if that were in the game, I would probably put it in like Grim Reaper or even Tragic Clown. I use this for sleep replacement. Instantly fills the energy need for 400. Not quite as good as the fun and the other one that we spoke about because it's not 100. I don't know why that one's 400 for some reason. Probably because sleeping like takes so long, but it's going in Crumple Bottom. Makes cleaning actions 5 times faster. I mean, I don't really notice cleaning taking that long within my game, so get into Grim Reaper. Speed Reader, again, I don't care about how fast my sim reads within the game. These two, honestly, feel like that one's a little bit handier. If I'm going out of my way to have a sim read, I actually want them to take their time. I want them to slow down a little bit. That's usually why I have my sims read. Steel Bladder, rarely have to pay attention to their bladder need. 2,000, it never decays except for whilst a sim is drinking. That is OP. For 2,000, get up there. Not the Storm Chaser. They do thrive in terrifying conditions. Maybe I should actually use this one. It's only 1,000 points. Also makes them more likely to be struck by lightning, and instead of getting dazed, the sim will get a happy moodlet. I hate my sims running around being scared of storms constantly. Maybe I should be using this one. So this is actually gonna go into Rosebud. Oven Grill Master, aka Bobbert Pancakes to you. This came with Outdoor Retreat. Have a chance to create impeccable quality consumables that use stove and grills. 1,500. I mean, meh. I do love Super Green Thumb. Find the plants in the garden have amazing vitality. 4,000 points. Does this like increase their quality at an accelerated rate or anything like that? I feel like I use this an awful lot, but now I'm like, but what does it actually do? You're unclear to me, but I do have gardeners a lot, so therefore I feel like I use this, but I'm confused about you. It basically re-rolls their wants. Boring. When do you ever pay attention to wants? And then waterproof. 500 obviously came with Sims 4 Seasons. It did not get wet in the rain. useless. Why would I ever want to spend my hard-earned points on that? There we have it. There is my full ranking of the reward traits. I honestly just wish this were updated more. I think they could do so much more with this. Obviously, I'll be talking about things I would love to see in that forgotten features video, which I'm actually, once it is uploaded, I'm gonna link it at the end of this one. Let me know if you agree with these, disagree with any of these. Are there some in my like Grim Reaper or Tragic Clown that you're like, oh my god, I literally use these all the time? Maybe you are a person who likes having full control of your Sims emotions. I think it really depends on how you play the game, what kind of Sims you create in the way that you would actually rank these yourselves, which, speaking of, if you do want to rank them, I'm gonna leave the tier list down below. You can tag me over on Twitter at EnglishSimmer. I need to do some more digging on this garden one though. What does she do? She's a mystery. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I hope you all enjoyed this one, and I will speak to you all in the next. Which, speaking of, if there are any other tier rankings that you would like to see, they are quite literally one of my favorite videos to record. I just love absolutely talking about The Sims 4 and just going on about it, and I feel like I really get to do that in these videos, as determined by the fact that this video is 55 minutes before editing. Oopsies. Let me know if there's any others you would love to see like a tier ranking on. I appreciate you all so much, and I will speak to you all very soon. Bye.